Well, good morning. We're going to go ahead and get started with our chair yoga session this morning. So, thank you for joining me here with our duo PT and yoga session. I have a really quick devotion for us this morning, just kind of a quick thought. It's more a string of words that together I thought this is a really good intention. So maybe one of these would resonate with you for our session today, and you could kind of pick one and use it as your mantra for yourself. But it's ideas like think positively, network well, exercise daily, which you're already doing, so that's good. Eat healthy, work hard, stay strong, build faith, worry less, read more, be happy, volunteer freely, relax often, love always. And so, my hope is that none of that is new information to you, but rather an opportunity for you to be reminded of all of the things, even in the midst of our super busy, crazy days and lives, that we can take just a moment to be grateful for and be thoughtful for. So that's my wish for you this morning during our chair yoga session is that one of those resonates and that'll be a positive mantra for you. So I'm going to go ahead and go full screen for you here. I'll stop sharing and we're going to go ahead and start in our chair yoga session. So I like to recommend that you have a comfy seat. Preferably, this is a chair that's not going to roll around and move around. So if you need to grab a different one, go ahead and do that. And you want to be comfortable for this session. So I have a pillow in my chair. My dog is at my feet. Just you want to be comfortable, have water or a beverage nearby. Okay. So with that sort of positive intention in mind, I invite you in your comfortable seat to just close your eyes. Take a deep breath, inhaling deeply through your nose, exhaling out similarly. And maybe you consider each inhale and exhale an opportunity to invite in positive energy that surrounds you. Hold your breath slightly at the top, and then exhaling your breath, letting go of whatever does not serve you in this moment. No to-do lists, no thinking about the rest of your day, just this present moment right here. So inhaling and exhaling a few more times to try to center yourself and try to actually think about as we go through this class, and I'll cue you, link your movement with your breath. A few more inhales. Exhale. And on your next inhale, I invite you to gently blink your eyes open and start with a nice big reach up towards the sky. I don't see a lot of sunshine yet today, but I did see a rainbow last night. So inhale, touch that rainbow. Exhale, hands, heart center, coming right towards your chest. Okay, one more. Inhale, big sweep around, all the way up, touch the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. Good, we're gonna start our twist. So I'm gonna move to the edge of my seat a little bit. So this time, as you inhale, reaching up, exhale, go ahead and twist to one side. So your options are trying to keep your hands at heart center or take your hand on the outside of your knee. Your other hand can prop behind you in a fist on your chair. That gives you a little support to lengthen your spine as you twist. This should be comfortable. We're still early. We're just getting warmed up. Maybe if it feels okay, gaze over that left shoulder. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Your next inhale brings your gaze forward first, untwist your spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist to the other side. Same options. Hands can be at heart center, or one arm can cross over both knees. The other arm that ends up behind you, make it into a fist on your chair. Elongate your spine up. So from the tip of your head to the tail of your spine is long. Maybe gaze over that shoulder backwards. Your next inhale brings your gaze forward first and then untwist your spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands heart center. We're going to try a sequence of a fold. So make sure you have enough room in front of you if you're going to be doing your forward fold. So move away from your desk a little bit if you need to. And I'm going to have my feet wide so I have space. So I want you to inhale, reach up towards the sky. This time as you exhale, come forward, hinge at your hips, and then fold over. I want to be inside my legs, okay? Because I want a slightly deeper fold. If that doesn't work for you, you can fold right onto your lap so that it supports you. So pick the forward fold that feels kind of good. A wider stance for your feet allows you a slightly deeper forward fold. And just let your head hang low in that forward fold position. Your next inhale, you're going to roll up one vertebrae at the time. I want you to bring those shoulders all the way up to your ears. Roll them back and down. Walk your feet to the center. A few shoulder rolls here. Forward and up on your inhale. Backward and down on your exhale. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, backward and down. Good. Two more. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, backward and down. Forward fold again. So think about, do you want to fold on your lap or have a deeper fold? I'm going to have my feet wide. So as you inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, first hinge at your hips forward. And then I'm going to drop my arms down through my legs. I want your head to hang heavy. This should be a nice stretch, lengthening from your tail all the way through the crown of your head, which is now heavy towards the ground. If you want to cradle your elbows, you can, and sway a little bit side to side. So we're in a supported kind of ragdoll position in our seat. And you should feel a really nice stretch in your very low back and a lengthening in that part of your spine. Your next inhale, go ahead, bring your arms up, walk your feet back to center if they were apart. Exhale, hands, heart center. Good. We'll do a little bit, we're kind of working our way down the body. Let's focus on our hips for a little bit. So a few options here. You can cross your legs so that you have like a figure four position with this knee bent underneath. If that feels like already too much of a stretch in this hip, take this bottom leg and walk it out straight. So your figure four is a little bit more open, okay? So you have to choose for you what position of this bottom leg allows your top leg, one, to get into this position, and two, more importantly, gives you the opportunity to feel a stretch in that outside hip of that bent leg. So we're going to sort of embrace that feeling. No pressure is required. You don't have to press down. You're just gently letting this hip open up. Intentionally think about, without pushing, opening up this hip. Think about bringing this knee closer to the floor while it stays supported on your lap. And that intention's a little bit gentler for your body. And so we're opening up this hip. On an inhale, your hands can be rested on this leg. I want you to come open, broaden across your shoulders, shine your light. And as you exhale, round your spine. You can, even with your hands on your front leg and your knee, lean back into that stretch. You get a nice upper back stretch, okay? So we're kind of combining. Inhale, a nice pigeon pose supported with cat and cow. Okay, so we're opening, broadening across our chest on our inhale. Exhale, rolling our spine back, giving it a moment at your ultimate exhale to kind of, wiggle side to side a little bit in that back. It really broadens across your upper back, your shoulders, your scapula area. One more. Inhale, up and forward, shine your light. Exhale, uncross your feet. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. This might look and feel totally different. So maybe start with your opposite leg out straight to see if you can get that leg supported. Ideally, we're trying to make a figure four. If your hip's not ready for that yet, go ahead and move it down closer towards your shin or even your ankle. And to intensify that pose, you're just going to take this bottom support leg and bend it in. So the ultimate goal is opening of this hip on the bent leg. So we're not pressing, we're not being aggressive, but intentionally take a deep breath. And as you exhale, just imagine moving this knee closer to the floor. And continue your inhale and your exhales, sending oxygen and energy into that hip so it opens freely. We're going to combine this figure four pigeon pose with our seated cat and cow. So maintain your figure four, maybe intentionally drop this knee a little bit lower if you can. And on your next inhale, hands on the front of your legs, broaden across your shoulders, collarbones lifting, your light and shining gaze upward. Exhale, round through your spine all the way down, kind of sagging in your seat. I'm going to put my hands on the front of my legs so that as I lean back and I kind of shift my weight side to side a little bit, I get a stretch across my upper back, my shoulder blade area. Okay? Inhale, coming forward, tall in your seat, broaden across your front chest, shine your light gaze up. Exhale, rolling down onto your seat, actually stretching across that upper back and shoulder. And maybe by moving side to side, you find that one spot that feels really good to give a stretch to. Go ahead and do that. Inhale, coming back to center. Good. We're going to do a few more twists here. So we're going to twist with crossed legs. So I want you to take one leg, cross it over the top of the other one. So we're almost making like an eagle pose in our seat. So inhale, reach up towards the sky. And as you exhale, mirror your arms with your legs. So if your right leg is on top, when you crisscross your arms, have your right arm be on top. Okay, so you're going to be a pretzel for a minute. Now, this is eagle pose. So your arms are twisted. My legs are crossed, and I want to keep them tightly crossed. Now, in this position, we're not rounding forward. I'll turn on the side so you can see me. Your goal is to sit up tall, lift those arms so your elbows are parallel with the ground, and you should feel a really good stretch across your upper back and shoulders. Okay? So you're keeping your legs crossed, maybe kind of tightly trying to wrap that foot, and your arms are crossed, lifting up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last inhale unwinds you. Good. And exhale, come back to center. So we'll do the other side. So take your other leg, cross it over the top, and maybe you can take this foot and wrap it like you're really trying to wrap this tight, okay, in your bottom half. Whichever leg is on top, as we inhale our arms, when we cross them, so just take your arms, cross them over the top, bend your elbows, try and sandwich your hands together. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but your goal is really twisting everything up tight. It helps wring out your muscles. Inhale, remember, tall in your spine, elbows are lifted. Your gaze can be lifted. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more inhale unwinds you, arms and legs. Exhale, drop your arms down. Good. Just got to check our time, make sure we're doing okay. We're going to go through a little bit of a lunge series now. So our hips should be open, our upper back should be open. I want you to go ahead and try and get into a wide stance wherever you are. So we're moving into a bit of a lunge. So this is where a sturdy chair is going to be your friend. You're going to be seated on the edge. One leg is out and long, and that long leg, that foot seals to the floor. Okay, so my long leg toes are pointing forward towards you. My leg that's bent is open on an angle, and those toes are pointing sideways. So if you were to extend, these toes continue going out in this direction, but this leg, my toes are pointing forward. Okay, so we're in a nice lunge. I want you to make sure that your body isn't trying to follow that upper leg, but you're keeping your shoulders open towards your hips. So this is one nice open area here. Inhale, reach your arms up to the side so they're parallel with the ground. Don't let your shoulders come up to your ears, keep them down. And then slowly gaze over that arm that's pointing towards your toes. And we're in a beautiful warrior two pose right here. Peaceful warriors this morning, right? Gentle, continue with your breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And we can actually move into a peaceful warrior from here. So what that's going to look like is you're going to shift forward first over your bent leg, flip your front palm, and start to hinge your back arm down, your front arm up and long. So this back arm can rest on that leg or your chair. Your front arm lifts up over your body. You should feel a lengthening from your hip all the way up to your fingertips. Gaze up towards your fingertips if that feels okay. If not, gaze down towards that back foot. Inhale, exhale. Your next inhale brings you back to warrior two. Exhale, bring your arms down, reset your legs. Let's kind of just bounce our legs out for a minute. So you're bringing your heels up off the ground. So your heels are tapping, your toes are staying still. We can roll our wrists. So just a little reset in between our sides. Okay. And now we're going to move into the same poses on the opposite side. So again, make sure you have your comfortable seat. I guess I'm working around the dog this morning. So go ahead and lengthen out. Now your opposite leg is long towards the ground. That foot is sealed down. The long leg toes point forward towards the computer, towards me, towards the screen. The bent leg, your hips are open. So these toes are pointing out to the side. So my toes are pointing in sort of an L direction, okay? Your body's gonna kind of wanna follow that front leg, don't let it. Rotate towards those open hips so your shoulders stay over your hips, tall and long, okay? Your next inhale is going to bring your arms up so that they are long and parallel, and you can feel that energy pushing out between your fingertips, okay? So gaze over that front long arm, get comfortable in your seat, and just take a few breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We're going to move into a peaceful warrior. So you're going to shift your body weight over that front bent leg, flip your front palm, and slowly hinge backwards so that your arm, one arm rests down on your leg, your other arm reaches up over the sky. Now don't let that front bent leg start to fall in. Push it out towards that pinky toe side, lengthening from your fingertips all the way through your hip. If your gaze up to your hand is too much, gaze down to your feet. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And your next inhale will bring you back long to your warrior two. Exhale brings you back down. So legs come back in. This time do the opposite. So keep your heels on the floor. Lift your toes up and down. We're going to go ahead and twist our wrists, but this time at an inhale. So inhale, reach up, twisting those wrists. Exhale, twist them the other way as they come back down. Good. Okay, let's reset ourselves in our seat. We are going to try doing a very short little back bend. And I'm not going to make you do anything crazy in your chair, but I do want you to think about, we did a lot of forward folding. We did a lot of lengthening. We do want to bring our spine back the opposite way. And a lot of times sitting, if our hips are flexed, we want that front hip flexor muscle stretched out. So a simple way I'll show you on the profile is getting to the edge of your seat, holding comfortably on your seat, okay? So a couple of options you're gonna have here. You can just extend your legs long and kind of raise them up off your chair a little bit. So you can already see I've gone from a hip flex position to a slightly open position, okay? Maybe that's enough, and you're gonna get a little tricep work here while we're doing it, but that's okay, right? Your other option is to go a little bit farther into that back bend. So the closer my feet are, and I do the same thing to raise my hips, the more open they will get, and I almost start to make a wheel, and I have a little room to drop my head back, okay? So those are your two back bend options. Legs out, and I just do a little hip lift. That could be enough. Or legs close, lift all the way up to the sky. So on your next inhale, set yourself up for success, and your exhale presses you into your back bend. Being careful that your chair hasn't moved on you. You're in a stable spot. Let your head just relax. Drop back if you're in a position to do so. And when you feel like you've had enough, tuck your chin on an exhale and bring yourself back to your seat. If your head was dropped back behind you, you might feel this warmth or sensation. That's okay. Just sit and take a couple of breaths. We're going to do two back bends in case you wanted to try the other varieties, in case you wanted to feel more of a progression. So take a moment, be patient with yourself. Make sure your space is set up the way you want. Take another inhale. And on your exhale, move into your preferred chair back bend. And take 3 or 5 breaths in your back bend. And on your exhale, tuck your chin, bring yourself back to your seat. Go ahead and come back to the center. We're going to finish up with a little bit of leg work and do a little more forward bending now. So a lot of what we do in yoga is attach opposites to each other. So we did our nice back bend series. We're going to do a little bit of a forward fold now. So one leg at a time, keep one leg bent, extend one leg long. You should feel maybe already a stretch in the back of that straight leg. That's your hamstring saying good morning to you. Bring your toes on that leg up towards your face. So it's an active flexion of your foot towards you. That might intensify this hamstring on the back. That's okay. And maybe you're thinking this is already enough for me, and that's fine. Our goal is to go back to our intention, clear our minds of any stress, take a nice inhale, and on an exhale, if it's available to you, hinge forward at your hip. Sometimes you can access that by giving yourself a slight or generous bend in your knee so that you can hinge forward. And maybe once you're forward, can you inch that leg back out straight gently? Okay. depending on how far you fold, maybe you're resting on your opposite leg that's bent. Maybe you want to try to reach for those toes with the same hand. You can take your first two fingers, we call these your peace fingers, grab your big toe if you can reach it, and just settle into that forward fold on that leg, feeling a stretch all along the back side of the straight leg. One more breath here. And your next inhale brings you back up to your seat. You can kind of move your legs around a little bit, maybe do a couple little hip circles in your seat, lifting up and around. And then we're going to switch legs. So your other leg now is going to go out straight. Your legs might not do the exact same thing. It might not feel the exact same way. That's totally fine. So the leg that is straight, though, we do want those toes actively pulling up towards our face so we feel even more of a stretch in the hamstring right from the start. Okay, and maybe you're thinking, that's already enough for me, I'm fine. That's good. What I want you to think about, though, on your inhale is letting in all the positive energy and whatever positive intention you picked. And as you exhale, maybe bend that knee a little bit or a lot, hinge forward at your hip. When your hip has hinged as much as it'll go, then you can drop your head and your shoulders. Maybe think about lengthening that leg. Maybe use those peace fingers, grab that big toe, same side, kind of pull it towards you a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling just peacefully and calmly. A few breaths here. And your next inhale should bring you back up towards your seat. Okay? So now we're going to put that together and do both legs. You kind of saw that coming, right? So sit comfortably on your chair, preferably towards the edge. Both legs are out long. Both feet are actively flexing back towards your face. We want active feet, active legs. Okay? Sit up tall in your spine so your shoulders are over your hips. And think about, go ahead and put a bend in your knees. Okay? Maybe put a lot of bend in your knees, depending on how tight those hamstrings are. Inhale up tall, lengthen your arms this time. As you exhale, hands come heart center. First hinge forward at your hips so your spine stays long. When you've hinged as far as you can go, then roll through your spine, tuck your head down. Maybe you can reach your feet. Maybe you can touch your shins. Maybe you are touching your thighs. Wherever you are, just melt into that pose. The goal is lengthening of the back side of your legs and your backside in general. Take 3 to 5 breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. And your next inhale, slowly roll yourself back up. I'm going to finish today cross-legged, so if that's comfortable for you, you don't have to. You can sit on the chair with your feet on the floor. You want to crisscross if you have a deeper seat. I want us to bring us back to our intention from the morning, so close your eyes just for a moment and just think about what resonated with you. Is it the idea of networking, kindness, volunteering, love? Take a few breaths here, hands resting down on your lap, spine is long. Inhale, exhale. Last inhale, blink your eyes open, reach up towards the sky this time. Touch that rainbow. Exhale, hands heart center. It is customary to kind of close our practice with one word, and that one word has a big, powerful meaning. The word is namaste. It literally means the love and the light inside of me sees, honors, and cherishes the love and the light inside of you. So if that feels good to you to say, and that love and light comes from above, we can kind of bow to each other and say namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning, maybe starting your day with me, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye. You're welcome. Bye bye.